what is pointer? It is a user-defined data type which creates a special type of variable. So it is a type of variable only, but it is a special type which can hold the address, and it is user-defined data type. So pointer is also called as user-defined. Why it is called user-defined? What do you mean by user-defined? This is not a default data type. We are making the new data type. So it is user-defined data type, like we have a user-defined function. Since some functions are already available, code of that function is already available, but some functions we used to write. So that is the user-defined function. Same, pointer is a user-defined data type. It can hold the address of primitive data type. What do you mean by primitive data type? Anyone having idea about primitive data type? There are two types of data types, primitive and non-primitive. So anyone know about primitive data type? Any answer for primitive data type? No? So primitive data types are those data types which is required or which are the already by default available in any programming languages. Okay? So like int, char, float, double are the primitive data types or already available data types in any programming language. But non-primitive data types are those data types which are created from the basic data types or the primitive data types. Like we have learned about structure or we have learned about array. So array, structure, even pointers are of category non-primitive data type, which is not required. But what is required? Primitive means which is mostly required. So primitive data types int, char, float, that must be there in the C language or any programming language. So they are required. But array, structure, pointers, these are the non-primitive data types which are created from the primitive data types. So it can hold the address of only primitive data types. This point must be noted. It can hold the address of primitive data type. It is used to retrieve strings, tree, used with array, structure, function. So it can be used with any of the other data type or data structures, you can see, like array, structure, function. So we can use the pointer with any of the other construct like array, structure, functions. We'll see the use of pointer with all this. So advantages is it reduces the code and improves the performance, since we are directly dealing with the memory address, not the value. So the performance will be increased. It will return multiple values from functions using pointer, since we know that function can return only one value. But when we are using any pointer, it may return. Actually, it is not function is returning multiple values, but since we are dealing with directly the memory location, so multiple values can be changed at a time. Okay, so function can change multiple values, or the multiple values can be reflected from the main function to by the various user-defined function. Okay, so it can return multiple values. It makes use of access of any memory location in computer memory. Okay, so it can use any computer memory to access the memory location. So these are some advantages of using the pointer. Now, the pointer operators. So there are only two pointer operators available for pointers. Okay, one pointer operator is the ampersand sign or and sign, you can say, which holds or name of that operator is address of operator. Okay, as you can see, name is address of, means it is deal with address of any memory location. Okay, so it will determine the address of any variable. Okay, so it will determine the address of a variable. Whereas asterisk sign, you can see, star or asterisk sign, you can see here, it is indirection operator. Indirection, its name in C is indirection operator. You can say an asterisk operator also. So it is used to access the value at the particular address. So always remember, when you want to deal with any address of any memory, you have to use ampersand sign. And when you want to deal with any value of any variable, so always remember, use of star will be there or asterisk sign will be there. Okay. So there are only two operators available in pointer, and with these two pointers only all the single or double pointer works. So you have to just remember, ampersand is for address and star is for value. Okay. You can make any program when you remember ampersand is holding an address. When you are talking about address, I want address of this variable, use ampersand sign. When you want any value of any variable, so use star.
If you like this video, click on subscribe and like button.